Hey folks, we are back at ng-conf. I'm here with Minko Gechev.
Hey.
Now, do you just want to introduce yourself really quickly?
Yeah, sure. So I'm doing a lot of open source in my spare time. That's mostly what I'm enjoying to spend my spare time with, I guess. I've been working as part of the Angular mobile team before, where I work on the Angular service worker. Currently, I'm maintaining Colorizer, which is a tool for static analysis of Angular applications. Worked on the style guides with John Papo, Antigua Minar, and Horbell. And yeah, that's basically it. I just love Angular and the entire ecosystem around it.
Yep, you're also working on rhyme.com.
Yes, that's a startup that I'm working on full time.
Yeah, we had you on Adventures in Angular to talk about that. And we had you on like 4 weeks earlier talking about other stuff. And yeah, it sounds like that's all you do probably.
Yeah, mostly Angular. Well, that's actually in my spare time. I'm using Go and React and Angular in my full-time job.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, variety of technologies.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself personally. I'm kind of hoping to help people get to know the speakers a little bit.
Sure. So I guess an interesting fact is that I've been doing karate for like 20 years now. I was competing as part of the national team in Bulgaria. And after that, I decided to go into the software engineering track. Like I really enjoyed building software and participating in competitions in software engineering. We had these in Bulgaria. So I'm from there originally. And slowly I switched to software engineering over time. And it wasn't very convenient for me to keep competing in karate competitions because it happened for me to be like with a blue eye or something. And like speaking on a conference with a blue eye, it's not very... like, so yeah, I still do like... I enjoy doing sports, but in my spare time, I'm quite also busy with the open source projects I maintain. I'm also enjoying reading academical papers, computer science papers, like interested in type theory, and working on my startup.
Very cool.
So yeah.
I wish I had time for all that stuff. Yeah. Kids kind of take up some time. So
I guess so. Yeah, seems tough.
Yeah. So anyway, what time is your talk at? I didn't get a chance to look before.
It's on Thursday at 10 a.m. I think.
Okay. So Thursday 10 a.m. I'm going to try and get these up tonight. It's Tuesday. And so that way, if people are looking for information about ng-conf, they can see, oh, Chuck talked to Minko. Here's kind of what the talk's about. Here's who he is. And it's being live streamed too, so people can know when to watch it. So
yeah, it's basically hands-on. It's going to be a workshop. I will try to make it hands-on as well. So it's performance related workshop. We're going to optimize the runtime performance of an Angular application. And my idea is to provide a link to everyone who wants to join the workshop. So they are going to get a virtual machine with the exact same setup as me, and they'll be able to practice along with me. And because it's still I want to show a lot of things, it might not be easy to follow along like with everything. Later with the recording from ng-conf for the recorded session, they'll be able to follow along easier.
Yeah, well, with the recording, they can still get the virtual machine and follow along, right?
Yes. So yeah, I'm planning to do a recorded session on RAM after that as well. I did one actually on Saturday. We had 100 people there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everyone, like maybe 85% of the people or even more, maybe 90 completed the session. I got some like really nice feedback. Really, it was really nice. We were also chatting in the meantime.
Right.
Yeah. So we were chatting, like talking. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. And I love the idea of Rhyme just from the standpoint of I can either pre-record and then sort of do the TA work of helping people move through the issues, or I can do it live and do kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And everybody can join in. And I also really, really love the idea of a Docker container or virtual machine that people can get into. And
yeah, you don't have to pre-install anything.
Yeah.
So nobody had to wait for npm installer.
Yeah, exactly. It's, oh, well, my VirtualBox setup on my version of Ubuntu isn't playing nice. You just pull it down, off you go.
Yeah. And I guess, I like this as well. And I also love the personal aspect. I was able to meet some folks that were part of the workshop this Saturday here on the conference. I just actually talked to Brad. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I love that aspect too. And I get a little bit of that because I show up and somebody will hear me chatting with somebody and they're like, oh, I recognize your voice. And yeah, it's nice to connect with people that you meet online.
Yeah, you're in all communities. It's fascinating. Yeah.
Yep, and the Angular community is great for that too. Everybody likes to connect with everybody, so.
Yeah.
Very nice. Were there some things performance-wise that you weren't able to fit in because of time, or?
Yes. So I'm trying to find the middle ground. So there are some very basic performance optimizations which are pretty generic. They're going to work with Angular, React, with JavaScript in general. I'm trying to get some of these as well. I'm also trying to add some, mostly Angular specific optimizations, but also to not get far too advanced. For instance, I would not completely disable zones and let people handle change detection by themselves. So I'm trying to find something in the middle which is going to be helpful for everyone. It's not too easy actually, because there are different people with different levels of expertise.
That makes sense. I'm just going to pause real second. I can't even talk anymore. Holy cow. I must be tired. I'm going to pause really quickly and just call out Kendo UI. Kendo UI sponsored these interviews, and I really appreciate them, kind of taking care of that aspect of things, so I can just come up here and not worry about stuff. And anyway, so if you're looking for visual elements you can add to your page, they have all kinds of other components too, so you can just build things out. Looks really great. I've been building dashboards on an app that I'm working on for podcasters, and graphs just give you an idea, things are growing, things aren't, and Kendo UI makes that really, really easy. So you can check that out at kendoui.com. I do want to get back to the interview, though. One thing that I am curious about is you've been to ng-conf for the last few years, right?
Yeah.
So, I think, 2 years ago they did Star Wars. I don't remember what the theme was last year. This year it's Ready Player One. What kind of crazy stuff are you expecting this year?
Oh, I have no idea. So my first time in amusement park was actually 2 years ago. It was pretty interesting here. I know that they have tried fishing and skiing previous years. Sounds pretty crazy. This year I have no idea. It was crazy the first year when there were Star Wars characters. Yeah. There was also a magician in one of the rooms, and there was a robot fight somewhere.
Yeah, there were robot fights. I think they've done an escape room.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah. They worked the fair day in, I think, 2 years ago, and so so there's all kinds of stuff. So you can go to workshops like what you're doing on Thursday.
Yeah.
Or you can go and do some of these other activities just all over the place.
Oh, cool.
So
after my workshop, I'm going to check them out.
Yeah.
There was also Alex Castillo who was doing some brainwave reading at some point. He did
yeah,
it was really cool.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Looking forward.
Yeah, it's just kind of, it's like you can do that with,
Yeah, he was using just
with Angular.
Yeah, this was just an RX stream which was emitting values for your brainwave activities.
Yeah, at NG Atlanta, Uri Shaked did some of that too, and
yeah,
I'm just sitting there going, huh. Yeah, because it doesn't seem so far-fetched with web Bluetooth and things. So.
Yeah.
So all of this stuff is just amazing. If you haven't been to ng-conf before and you get a chance, come on out. I mean, it's terrific.
Yeah.
So are you sticking around after the conference for anything, or?
I'll be here until Saturday evening.
Okay. So what are you doing on Saturday?
I may have to have a little bit of a work weekend. We'll see. I have to catch up with some work. I'm also maintaining right now one project which tries to predict the user's navigation path in your application and prefetch resources based on that navigation path.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. I released my first proof of concept module and worked on the blog post, but now I want to make it more robust and make it available for everyone, not only Angular, but it already has a React working prototype though.
It snowed last night. You're in Utah for an extra day, and you're going to write code?
Yeah, I can. Actually, skiing, that's something pretty fun that I'll try.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So no pressure. You can do whatever you want, but yeah. When I travel to places, I usually try and do at least one thing that I can't do at home. So
yeah. Actually, where I was born in Bulgaria, it was a small town in the mountains. So I was going there skiing since 3 years old.
Yeah.
But I haven't done this for 7 years now, so I don't know if I can still do that.
It's just gravity. I'm just kidding. But yeah, anyway, that's terrific. So I just want to remind everybody, talk is at 10 o'clock on Thursday.
Yeah.
You can follow along at home. And if you're having any performance issues that you need to take care of in your app, then check it out. And the 8-year-old in me wants to giggle because I said performance issues. But anyway, cool. If people want to follow you, say on Twitter, or see what you're working on these days, I think you have a blog, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, where do they find all that stuff?
So my Twitter handle is ng-Gechev, Mgechev. Same on GitHub. I'm quite active on GitHub, maybe more than on Twitter. Maybe more active on GitHub compared to Twitter. And my blog is blog.mgechev.com. That's it.
Very cool. And thanks for all your work on things like Codalizer and fixing some of these performance problems that you run into in these apps. Because, I mean, some of this stuff is just a little complicated to figure out.
Yeah.
And so if you can spend a few minutes watching a talk and then get some ideas, I'm going to go check that out first. It makes a ton of sense. And then having a virtual machine so that I can follow along with you, that is priceless. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, go watch this thing on Thursday, and we'll wrap this one up.
Right. Yeah, thank you for hearing me.